Good afternoon. Welcome to Barber Shop Juice.
My name is Carlos Hardy Sr.
I'm Carlos Hardy Jr.
I'm glad to have you guys. Thank you for coming here to WPTP 100.1.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Thank you. I guess we'll get started, Carlos. We want to know your story and what brings you here.
Well, my story, I've been living a life of crime for like probably close to 30 years. I think I went to juvenile back in 1989 for the first time. And hey, I've been off the chain since
Okay.
until it took me going to federal prison to really open my eyes. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yep. Sitting in there with them guys with them life sentences, I couldn't do it. You know what I'm saying? So I just applied myself, went in, told myself I was gonna come out a better man, you know what I'm saying, for my kids, my family, especially my mama.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She
You have
mean the
an
world
awesome
to me.
mom.
My mom mean the world to me, but it's just come out, be a better man, just be a productive citizen. Yep, but that's about it. Whatever. But
Okay. I had a few questions I wanted to ask you.
okay.
And hi CJ, this is your son.
This my
right?
son. This
Mhm.
CJ. He's 20 years old.
Okay.
My only son out of five kids, four girls. This my only son.
Okay. Okay.
So this my dog.
Okay. Okay. He's very nice. I wanted to know what was your motivation, um, as far as the change I've seen and the things I've seen you doing around town.
My motivation was my kids. First of all, my kids. I want to be able to lead them something when I leave this earth.
Mhm.
I just want to be able to leave my kids something when I leave this earth. But far as when I got out of jail, got out of prison,
Mhm.
I just knew I had to do whatever I need to do to not go back to prison. So when I came home from prison, I ended up with a job at a supplier up there at Volkswagen, and I can remember catching the bus from the halfway house, walking downtown every day.
Oh, to get
Every
there.
day, my mama used to be like, "You want me to come get you, take you?" I'd be like, "Nah, I'm gonna walk. I
Mhm.
just want to walk." You know what I'm saying? See, just walk. So I walk, get on the bus, walk from the halfway house, walk down, catch the car, the bus, all the way to Volkswagen every day. You know what I'm saying? I knew once I get to work, I always find my ride back.
Find a ride back.
You know what
Okay.
I'm saying? So, but yeah, I caught the bus, caught her, walked down there every day, proud. I was just glad to be out. You know what I'm saying? I
Mhm.
want to see the world. So I walk, get on the bus. So I ended up getting a job up there, and shout out to Willie Hodges, man. Willie Hodges. Shout
Okay.
out to Willie.
I know Willie.
Willie taught
Really?
me a lot of stuff.
Really?
Yes. From the day one I walked in that plant, Willie grabbed me and told me, "Come on, man. I got you." So shout out to you, Willie. If you ain't watching, shout out to Willie.
Mm-hmm.
So I was working. I was there. I think I was there for like 4 months. I became a team leader in 4 months. So that was big. You know what I'm saying? So couple more months after that, I went there a whole year. I was a supervisor.
Okay.
Yeah, so yeah,
Okay. That's
end
nice. You
up
must
getting
have been pretty
fired.
dedicated, really.
Yeah, I end up getting fired.
Why?
Why? Just me being me, and you know, I'm just I ain't gonna tolerate some stuff. I'm just not gonna tolerate. So
Hmm.
they let me go. So I end up bossing up.
Okay.
Yep.
So what what are you doing now
Now,
since you've left Volkswagen? What did you do?
since I left Volkswagen, first I got fired. I was kind of like I panicked a little bit. Then I prayed. Then I uh I called one of my homeboys. I was locked up in federal prison with. He from Nashville, and I remember him. He told me, "I got a mobile detail van, man. I lease it out to you." I said, "Nah." So he planted that seed in my head.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, "Nah, I can't pay nobody. I still be working for somebody if I
Mm-hmm.
lease his van." So I was waiting on my 401k from the job. So
Okay.
I said, "Yeah, when I get this 401k check, I'm gonna buy me a van."
Mm-hmm.
And you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Bling Bling, one of the guys who taught me how to wash cars.
Okay.
So shout out Bling. So
Bling. Are they
Bling
located here
Bling,
in
yes,
Chattanooga?
Bling Bling. He's a former addict. He used to be in the neighborhood washing cars on Wilcox, all over Chattanooga.
Oh,
If
okay.
you from Chattanooga, you know Bling Bling.
Okay. Maybe if I
So
see.
Bling Bling used to wash my car. I used to give him crack and stuff to wash my car. And I just used to be watching him. You know what I'm saying? How detailed he was,
Mm-hmm.
how he
And
do
picked it
this,
up.
how he do that. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? So that's who really taught me how to wash cars for real, for real.
Okay.
So I so I went and bought me a van, bought my van, bought me a pressure washer. You know what I'm saying? And just took out, put it on Facebook. I'm finna open my own mobile detail, and I had a lot of support. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? And
That's
people
nice.
supported me.
That's nice.
So yeah, that's what. And then from there, I work, grind. Wash cars. I got fired in September, so the winter was boom. Bills. I got my son living with me. Me and my son, we living in Cleveland. Just got fired. I'm like, wow. So I'm grinding. I gotta go out 40 below, go wash cars. Didn't
Mm.
want to do it, but I had to. So I just grind. And then I told myself, I'm gonna buy me a cab. I ain't washing cars this winter, man.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-uh. I ain't washing no cars this winter.
Mm-hmm.
It's too cold. So I had end up getting my first taxi cab. And from now, I grind, roll my taxi cab, roll. 2 months later, I had grinded up on $8,000 driving a taxi cab. I
Mm-hmm.
bought me another cab. So from there, I just been grinding.
Mm-hmm.
And then, I forgot I had to go back. I had already had my building on Tony Boulevard. I got a barber shop.
Okay.
So I was gonna turn it into a event hall, but I got a phone call one day and my son said, "Dad, I ain't going back to school this year." I
Mm-hmm.
said, "What you gonna do, son?" He said, "I want to go to barber school." I said, "What you gonna do with the building?" I said, "You want to turn it to a barber shop? We're gonna turn it to a barber shop."
Mm-hmm.
So that that led to him.
That's nice.
So I just try to teach him not to go down the roads I've been through, man. And I got an outstanding son, man. I can go to
Mm-hmm.
sleep at night. Don't
Mm-hmm.
worry. Don't gang bang.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I
That's
love
nice.
it.
That's nice.
So, yeah.
How was I want to ask you a question. CJ, how was it for you with your dad in prison? Okay.
It was different. Like I was young when he went to prison. Yeah. So I was young. So it was like growing up, it was always just me, my mom, my sister. So when he got out, it was like I had been the man of the house with my mom and my sisters. So it's basically when I moved back with him, it's two alpha males in the house basically. So we might butt heads here and there over little stuff. I'm not cleaning how you want it to be cleaned. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing that. But it was like after a while, we realized like it's gonna work, but it's like
Yeah,
there's gonna be up and downs regardless. So
absolutely.
it was just a flip of the script from living with a female your whole life to living with a male again.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So you, when your dad got out of prison, you moved back here.
Yeah. When he got out of prison, he got out of prison either my freshman or sophomore year in high school when I was still living with my mom. And I was still playing football. I was playing football at the time. I was like, let's change the scene, like go to a new state. I mean, I knew people down here, but it was like, why not change your whole environment? So I moved back to Tennessee.
And how you like it?
I like it a lot. I had left for college, and then as he said, he had the building, so I was like, why not come back to where all my new friends are now, and where my dad's side of the family lives.
What else you need to know, Miss B?
Um, let's see what time we
Oh, what motivates me? My kids is my motivation. And just me in general, I've been a motivator all my life. I never been a follower. Never have. Never will be. And don't plan on being. So, what motivates me, man? My biggest motivation right now is just to lead these kids something and just be successful and not have to worry about going to prison, not have to worry about looking for the police. I don't worry about the police. I don't think about them. I speak to them.
That's gotta feel good.
It was times I would not turn in the parking lot because I seen the police. I go to the next store, but now I don't. Hey, how you doing? Got a couple police officers. I wash their cars now. So,
Wow.
yeah.
It's gotta feel good.
Yeah.
It's gotta feel good. It's gotta feel good. Something else I was gonna ask you. Um, if you could do everything all over again, what would you do different?
I wouldn't do nothing different. I wouldn't do nothing different. My life was a big learning experience for me. So I don't regret on nothing I did. I do, but I don't. But if I could do it again, I'll never pick up another crack rock or nothing like that again or do anything like that. But other than that, I wouldn't do nothing different. My life was a great learning experience.
Okay. Yeah. So, if you could give some youth that's listening some words of advice, what would you tell them?
If I could give some youth some words of advice, first I'd tell them keep God first. You know what I'm saying? Keep God first. Stay prayed up. Don't worry about what others think. Go to school. Respect your parents. Go to school. Get a trade. Learn how to be a doctor, lawyer, electrician, plumber, barber, stylist, anything. But learn how to just to become your own boss. You know what I'm saying? Just boss up.
When you say, I heard you say, don't worry about what people think, like, as in
No, you can't
peer pressure.
Yeah, peer pressure,
Okay.
things like that, or what other people say, because you don't have the Jordans, or you don't. As long as you got some clean Nikes on, you don't have to have the Jordans. As long as your shoes clean, you don't have to have Jordans. You know what I'm saying?
So, did you have a lot of wants, or what kind of motivated you? I'm thinking, for the crack selling, like, what was the biggest thing, like you
The
had
fast
to?
money.
Okay, fast money.
And
Okay.
fast money. Clock in when I want to clock in. Ain't got to listen to nobody telling me what to do. Stuff like that. I'm stubborn. I don't But that's something I'm working on. Still continuous. This is a battle.
Mm-hmm.
It's a continuous battle. You know what I'm saying? But
Okay.
but
Yeah.
another thing, going to prison is it's not always bad. Prison saved me,
Mm-hmm.
saved my life.
I see all this.
Yeah, I got over 30 certificates
Wow.
I took in prison, 30 classes. I got all type of classes. I got my GED in prison, first try after not being in school 20 something years.
Wow.
So I was proud of myself for that. You could
Yeah,
check some
that's
of
a
them out.
lot. Oh yeah.
Yep. So I got all
So you
type
took
of
all
stuff.
these in prison?
Yes, I took all of these in prison.
Do they make you do that, or what motivated you? You sign
No,
up,
it's
or
yeah,
how does that
it's
work?
all by choice. They don't make you do nothing.
Um,
It's all by choice. I chose to just become out a better man. So I took classes, program.
wow.
Yep.
Money smart. I should have read some of these. Let's see. Wow.
Oh man, I got all
Um.
kinds of stuff. Car salesman. I did a fundraiser back in February 2013 for the Keosha Ford Foundation. The young lady that got killed over in Highland Park by some gang
Oh
shootings,
yeah.
and they shot a young lady.
In prison? You did
Yeah,
that?
we did a
Oh, okay.
fundraiser from prison. So me and the guys, we gathered up a bunch of stuff: Q-tips, wipes, uh, just all the stuff that you can get from prison.
Oh,
And
okay.
I set this fundraiser up for the Keosha Ford.
Oh, that's
And
nice.
I don't know about I set another fundraiser up, and we sent a
You got so
big
many.
old big gift over for the school bus.
Mm-hmm.
What's that? Three
Yes.
school bus.
Oh, okay.
That was real touchable to me because I went to Woodmore and I was in
Yeah.
prison, and my mom them they come see me twice a year, and that happened on my birthday,
Oh,
and that was like one of the worstest
wow.
visits I had in
Yeah.
prison when my mom them came up on the school bus. That was because that was touching. I went to Woodmore,
Yeah.
so yeah,
Sorry. Yeah, that was a tragedy.
yeah,
Positive voices. This nice cause.
yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah, I've been in them streets a long time.
I do know this number. So the 074, that's in reference to
Zero
federal.
seven four is
Yeah.
a federal prison number for the Eastern District of Tennessee.
Wow.
And a lot of posters y'all probably see me put 074. It ain't that I'm proud that I went to prison, but that 074 number made a change in me. So I'm gonna keep representing 074.
074. Wow. That's a lot. Is anger management group.
Yeah, I took anger management. I just took everything that I could
I
make
see.
me better.
Yeah.
And then this morning, I hadn't been through this folder in I don't know how long.
Mm-hmm.
I almost threw this letter away this morning. I wouldn't mind reading it, but it say throughout the duration of my incarceration, I do understand that my actions put me in the situation that I'm currently facing. Ultimately, I am remorseful for my actions. I realized at the time of my criminal behavior, I was suffering from irrational thinking, primarily At this point in time, I'm putting forth the necessary effort to develop a method, preparation, once play, and effective role in my children's life, and to put things in perspective for a positive future for my family overall. Once I enter back in society, I look forward to sincerely giving back to my community. My contribution times to the community. Service also tutoring youth for educational purpose and drug counseling. Truly, I do understand being under circumstance situations that I face every day will only motivate me to put forth a positive transformation to prevent others from going to prison. I truly have essential elements to motivate and structure lifestyle to help myself and others establish a brilliant future.
Wow.
Yeah, I found this letter. I wrote
It's
this
nice you
letter.
wrote
I
that.
wrote this letter in 2013. I almost threw it away today.
Wow.
So
That's nice. That is nice.
yeah, but it ain't hard. It ain't hard out here. You just gotta want it.
I want it.
I get up at 4 o'clock every morning
Really? Why 4?
because I got a taxi. I take people to work. I have
Okay.
6 ladies I take to work, and they depend on me. So
That's
from
nice.
there, I take them to work. I start washing cars. Get done washing cars, I might jump back in the cab.
Mm-hmm. Constantly grinding.
Got to
still.
stay busy. I
The
got
legit
to.
way.
If not, I'm scrapping metal. I see a refrigerator on the side of the stove. I see a refrigerator stove on the side of the street.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going back to get it. Yeah, I scrap metal. I'm gonna do it all.
Mm-hmm. You have a barber shop.
Yeah, I have a barber shop, 1501 Tunnel Boulevard,
Mm-hmm.
cutting up on the boulevard. He named the cutting up, but I had to put on the boulevard
The
on there.
boulevard.
So,
Okay.
born and raised in Eastdale, was blessed to have a shop in the neighborhood that I was born in. That's
Mhm.
just, I love it.
You definitely rep Eastdale.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah. That's
yes.
nice. He's going to school for barbering, right?
Yes,
You
yes,
gonna-
he going to school
Okay.
for barber.
So CJ, you're gonna be cutting hair at this
Yeah.
place. Okay.
So far, I'm the only barber in there, so we're looking for stylists and other barbers to come in. But when it opens, I'm gonna be
We have 4 chairs.
Yeah, we got 4
You
chairs.
got 4 chairs.
But when it opens,
Okay.
I'm gonna be learning operations of like how to run the business and the aspect of being my own boss. And
And he got his business license though.
yeah,
Oh, okay. Congratulations.
thank you.
So you're looking for 4 barbers? You got
Yeah.
4 chairs. Okay. Okay. Well, I'm definitely. Anything else you want to say?
You got some more questions? I don't mind answering.
Okay. Got you warmed up now, huh? You got any? Great. Come on in. Come on in, family.
Tight. Yeah, let's get tight. Let's get close. Okay.
Let's welcome
All
Dr.
right.
Woods.
Hey, I was listening to you all out there in the audience. It's sounding good. And, I just couldn't help. I said, I got to go in. I got to ask him some questions
I
myself.
love it.
Because it was just burning me on the inside.
It was burning.
Burning on the inside, because I understand.
Yes, ma'am.
Some people say, why do you do that? Why do you do that? You don't understand what it's like. I was born on the west side, in the West Side College Hill courts. I was born to a welfare mom. I grew up poor. And my mom and dad, she married my father, my adopted father. He adopted me. And then things got better. But it was worse before it got better. And my colleagues always said, what make you different? Why you didn't fall, or fall through the cracks or whatever. You came up hard, came up poor, but you seem to have done that. I said, look, first of all, the grace of God, number one.
Amen.
The grace of God.
That's it.
But then number two, it was those roots, that my dad, he came in, my mom, and it was those roots keeping me grounded.
Mm-hmm.
They were strict. Because they saw how kids fall through the crack, get with the wrong group of folk. And
same roots.
yeah, same roots. But they kept me they kept me grounded. I didn't go to what they call those clubs for teenagers. I was like, man, I'm getting deprived, man. I was like, oh my God, I'm getting deprived. I couldn't spend the night over anybody's house.
I got the same mama. She wouldn't
That's
let
what
us.
I'm talking about. And then they were so strict. I wanted to get up out of there. I'm going to school. I'm getting out of here. But the real thing was when I was working as a teenager, I didn't like the way people talked to me on the job. You know, it was something inside of me. I was stubborn, independent, you know, and I had my own mind. And I was like, you ain't gonna be talking to me on any kind of way. So that inspired me to say I'm gonna start my own business.
Yes, ma'am.
Then, because I couldn't get in the streets, I didn't get a chance to mingle with other folks that could have pulled me the wrong way. That was the grace. But understanding how you might have got off into that world, I respect you. And don't y'all take this the wrong way. I respect this man. You know why I respect him? Because in talking to you before you came on the air, I learned one thing about him. He's independent minded and stubborn, just like me. Just like me. And you ain't gonna talk to him no any kind of way. So he gonna be going from job to job to job. And so you ended up doing some stuff that got you into prison. I didn't find out exactly what that was that landed you in prison. What did you do?
I went to prison for being a convicted felon with a firearm.
Okay, and when you was a convicted felon, what got you as a convicted felon? Let's go
Drugs.
back. Drugs. Selling drugs.
Selling drugs.
Okay. All right. Y'all heard that. So he was selling drugs. So he was a convicted felon. He ain't supposed to have a gun, but they caught him with a gun. So he went back to prison. So my thing is the drugs. Everybody come down hard on drugs. We all, because we know it's not right. We're not supposed to be doing that. And I tell people all the time when they say, why you have so much compassion for people to go to prison? Because first of all, you got to know their story. Why were they selling drugs in the first place? You know, so I asked him before he came on the air. I said, why did you feel like you had to do that? And I heard you say, I had some kids. You know, I wanted to be a provider. Right. I said, well, you could have did what some of these men do. You could have just found you a good woman and let her took care of you, laid around, put your house shoes on, put your house coat on, and go to the mailbox while she go to work.
And played the game all day.
And played video games all day. And then she come home, you know, you just do the role reversal. Why didn't you do that? What I want to hear is to tell the audience why you did not accept. I don't have a skill or whatever, so I'm just gonna lay down and let this lady take care of me. Why you didn't do it? Everybody, so a lot of folks do that. Why you didn't do it?
It's just ain't in my blood.
Okay, so what you say? It ain't in my blood. Okay, all right. Tell me what ain't in my blood. What you scared of?
My bloodline is we go getters.
Go getters. Y'all heard
from
that?
My great grandmama to my grandmama to my mama, my uncles, my aunties, my cousins. Hey, we just
he refused to be a sorry black man with no answers that could not take care of his kids. But because he didn't have some of the necessary skills that he needed to make the money that he needed to take care of his kids, it forced him to do a lifestyle. I call it underground economy. Underground economy means it's illegal, but it's under the radar, it's underground, but you're making some money, you're taking care of your family until you get caught.
You know, the way I was raised, my mom, she's most definitely is not with what I was doing.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
so you was raised better.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Better. They had me don't want to go around my mama. You know what I'm saying?
And don't y'all pass judgment on him, because you know some of y'all, and my daddy was doing underground economy too. Most of everybody that was born in the 40s, mostly now, unless they were lucky to go out to school, they was pulling tips. They pulled tips, and some of y'all go gambling. And some of you all go, and some of the gambling is legal if you go get those scratch offs and stuff at the gas stations, you know, where you're trying to win that money. But what I'm saying is everybody trying to get ahead to take care of their family. And so sometimes with the drug industry, the way it is, they catch the little man. I call it the little man. They don't catch the big man because they know what the big men are. They let the big man roll because it's all part of this economic system and this game that we play called life. They catch the little guy because they say, okay, let's move in. They don't let him, pull enough now. Let's just go on and catch him. And they catch you and then they put you in jail, make you do some time. But what I liked about him, what I liked about Mr. Carlos was he said he refused to just lay down and let somebody take care of him. The man in him, said, I got to go out here and do some underground economy to take care of my son, Mr. Carlos Jr., that's sitting over here, and them girls that he got. So what I'm saying is, before we start passing judgment, let's figure out how we're going to prevent it from happening to the next generation, which is your children, just your son here. And I understand he's already on the right track. He's already doing something. And we had a conversation in the lobby before y'all got on the air today. I said, the one thing, if you don't like school, everybody ain't equipped for college.
No, I hated school.
I got 8 years of college education. I'm a doctor and all that good stuff. But it was a long road and a lot of sacrificing and a lot of scholastic stuff. And and if you're not good in math, and you're not good in reading and comprehension, you're gonna be frustrated with long, drawn out programs like that. So I don't even tell everybody to go off to college and be a lawyer and a doctor. I say, what do you want to be? And let's focus on that. And if it's not a 4-year college, maybe it's a 12-month program. Maybe it's a 1-year program or a 2-year program. Let's focus on that. But in our case, I always tell our people, Black folk in particular, because we don't want to get in trouble a lot.
Right.
A lot. We need to focus on things that we use our hands to do.
Yes, ma'am.
Robots do not replace hands. I was asking your son, if a robot came towards your mouth to pull a tooth out, would you just lay down and let him do it? Or would you jump up like, whoa, wait a minute? He said, he getting up. If a robot came towards you with a scalpel, a blade, or even with a needle to give you a shot, you're going to jump up because it ain't happening like that. Right. It just ain't happening like that. So there are certain jobs or skills that you can do in the barbershop business, the hair salon business, even in dentistry in particular, being a dental assistant, those carpentry skills, stuff like that, learning how to hang sheetrock, how to paint, plumbing. A plumber's been at my house for a couple of weeks now. I'm doing renovation in my house. But what I'm saying is those skills take man. He had to physically cut them pipes, physically insert those pipes, physically put the pipes together, for the sink, physically put. You can't get a robot to do that.
Right.
He had to measure it himself, and some things don't measure perfect. How you gonna get a robot to do that? See what I'm saying? Plumbing, electrician, barbershop, which is what you want. Perfect. So the thing that puts you in the situation that you were in is that you want to be a man, and you are a man.
Yes,
and
ma'am.
I have a lot of respect for that. But we can be men and women and do it and make it for our families without doing some of the underground economy.
Oh, yeah.
But it was tempting, and a lot of people came up on that.
You just gotta want it.
My dad, when he hit high school, he come in with $1,000. I mean, we was living good.
Right.
We ate good and bills were paid. He was happy. So what I'm saying is that was our thing. We gamble. And drug dealing is gambling too. It's gambling.
It's a big gamble.
It's a big gamble. And so we don't want to gamble if it's going to put us behind bars, and all people always say, well, snitches everywhere. It's always a snitch. Because as soon as you come up real good, it's always somebody going to want to pull you down and take your place. That's usually what happens.
That's another thing why I had to get out the game.
Mm-hmm. They snitching.
The guys you buy the drugs from, the police.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to watch the guys you sell it to.
Yeah.
So you really in a hucklebuck.
Yeah.
You got to watch the guy you buy it from, and you got to watch the guy you sell it to.
Say that.
So you can't win.
Did y'all hear that? So I know some people still out there. You're watching her. You're gonna watch it later when we are recording this. That you're in the drug game. Here's a man's convicted felon and did a lot of time in prison because you don't know if the person you're selling to is we call them what is it 501? What are they 401?
12.
12. We don't know if they 12, the one you buying it from, or the one you selling it to is 12.
So
You don't
can't
know.
win.
It's a gamble, you know. And I always said, if I was in the game, because I'm calling myself a smart dope dealer. If I was a smart dope dealer, I would never put my hands on. I'd be pushing mine from afar. Oh, you would never take it from my hand. You gotta call so and so. They're gonna tell you where to pick it up from. You ain't gonna pick it up from me. You'll never say I handed you a darn thing. I ain't buying it and I ain't selling it, but I'm moving it. That's how the big guys don't ever go. You can't put their hands on it. So it's right out the sky.
A lot of the big guys don't go because they the police.
You all see? Did y'all hear that? And we know for a fact. Because of some folks that I know that know some folks that know some people that know some people that know some people that know that gun sales come from the people in the police department or sheriff department. And so, and that's not to taint them in any kind of way, other than to say you don't know who all's involved.
Right.
It's a big game.
Right.
And you know, folks come up missing. If you know too much, that's why I say I know supposed to know supposed to know supposed to know supposed, because you don't know. I ain't gonna ask me nothing. Because I ain't saying nothing, you know. So you're right. You can't trust nobody. You're gambling. So if you could do it over, now that you got all these credentials, I saw about 30 certifications he got while they had him hog-tied. They had him hog-tied down in jail. And he did some wonderful things. If you could do it, I know you said you wouldn't change nothing because you got a lot of accomplishments while you were away, and it settles you down and made you a better man. But for your son now,
right?
You know, for your son now,
if I could do
what you gonna tell your son so he don't end up being in that same direction, which takes years off of your life?
I pretty much don't have to tell him. He done seen it.
You know,
I ain't got to tell him that. He know.
You missed your daddy, didn't you? Yeah.
I miss my boy.
That's what I'm talking about. See, that's what I'm talking. You're giving me chills. You know, he wanted the best for his children. We all do. And sometimes we spoil them, and we spoil them sometimes to our own detriment.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? To our own detriment. For you, it was, was selling drugs, trying to provide for them and housing, clothing, and all that stuff. And for me, sometimes it may be my help.
And another thing, I ain't never tried to be his friend. I'm not going to be his friend. I'm going to be his daddy.
That's it.
That's what I see in this generation, parents trying to be their kids' friends.
Right.
Can't be their friend. I
do, because next week we're going to have a very knowledgeable person. He was our former district attorney Neil Pinks, who's now practicing law in Chattanooga. He's going to talk about, number one, what are some things people can do to prepare themselves so they don't end up going down that road. And then if you encounter that, now that you've encountered that and you're back out in society, I heard you talk about the struggles, the job. They talking to you crazy, left there talking crazy and went to washing cars, then driving a taxi. How has it been getting back? How long have you been out, first of all?
I've been out 5 years now.
5 years. Have you got your record expunged yet?
No, ma'am.
Have you got your citizenship back?
No,
it means the right to vote.
No, ma'am.
Okay. That's what Neil Pinkston is best at doing while he was a district attorney. You have when people tell you can't vote again, yes, you can.
Mm-hmm.
You just got to get your citizenship back. See, when you go to prison, you lose your citizenship. You got to apply to get it back. That's all. You can go back and vote again. Expunge it, clean your record up. Clean it up so they can't keep holding it against you. See, this stuff is still on your record. It should be expunged. You done did your time.
Right.
So the steps that you have to do to get back fully into this society, you have to start doing the paperwork. See, and people don't talk to you about the paperwork. And I'm gonna ask Attorney Pinkston to bring the paperwork here, and we're gonna keep some paperwork here at WPTP Radio, because there's a lot of folks like you out there, Carlos. They done got out of prison and still need help. and you go apply to get an apartment, and they pull it up because you haven't expunged your record. It's got convicted felon on there.
I went through that since my release when I first.
See,
They kept denying me,
housing, the basic necessity.
taking my application fees. So the last one, I just straight up told them, "Hey man, I'm a convicted felon. I ain't finna give you no money to run no background check. We're gonna do the background check right now." And the guy told me, "I'm gonna give you a try."
See?
Didn't want me to move when I left.
That's what I'm talking about. See, this other thing. I always tell people look at me crazy when I say this. We got some good, black, smart men locked up in jail. And why do I say that? Because this man was trying to provide for his family. He wasn't out there just doing it for the hell of it, excuse my French. He was out there trying to be a man for his family. Every real man want to be a real man. He didn't want to put on house shoes or flip-flop and a house coat, a robe, and go to the mailbox every day and wait on his woman to come home while she go to work. He didn't want to do that. That wasn't being a man to him. He wanted to be a provider. What the Lord calls men to do, to be a provider for their family. And so I think it's to get you all equipped. We got a caller.
They have a question. I asked them, did they have any questions for callers? Yokita, she says, what experience did his son go through being raised without his dad?
Want to answer that?
I mean, it was different, but when he went away, I was young, so it's like I never really had the father figure other than my uncles in my life. So growing up, it was just me and two females. So I got the aspect of I got to become the man young. So with that, my mom showed me how to be a man at a young age.
So, and how does what is being a man at your young age? What all of that entail?
Just making sure my sisters is straight. Like if something happens, I'm the man of the house. Like I wasn't working at the time or nothing, but it was like I'm supposed to be the protector of my mom and my two sisters.
So somebody come after your sister, they got to come through you.
Yeah, for sure.
That's what I'm talking about. Somebody come after your mom, they got to go through you, right? I got that. All right. I like that. We got a warrior at the table today. I love it. So there was so I hope that answers your question. So his mom taught him basically, okay, your dad's not here. Now you gotta take that role on as a man. And so you did a good job. You did a good job. You held it down till your daddy got home. You know what I'm saying? You held it down. You held it down.
Yeah. For real.
And your dad is real proud of you. And I love what you're doing with your son. You making sure that his future is gonna be good.
I'm making sure he ain't got to do what I had to do.
That's what and that's what experiences will teach you too.
Sure.
You know, we go through stuff and some things ain't bad.
Nah.
Some things ain't bad, because if you're hard-headed and stubborn like I am and like you are, sometimes you have to be hit real hard to be like, oh dang, that didn't feel good. I better not do that no more. I don't think I'm gonna never do that again. And until you hit like that and sat down, God saved you.
Saved me.
He saved you. And that's why I would say sometimes prison is the best thing for some people, as long as they don't overdo the sin, because you can't lose hope if you're in there too long.
One thing my mom used to tell me, she used to always say, I'd rather come see you in prison than at Taylor. So
that's right. It's better to be seen than viewed.
Right.
That's right.
So my mom always told me that I'd rather come see you in prison than in Taylor. So.
And that's good too. Sometimes people turn their back on you when you fall on hard times or go through what you went through. But family gonna be there.
Yeah.
Real family ain't nothing like your family. And that kept you going. That gave you hope.
My sisters.
Yeah.
My sisters, they was there. Rode every visit. My mom's, my grandmama, my dad. My dad passed since I've been out. My grandmother passed since I've been home. So my grandmother passed 6 months after I came home.
Mm-hmm.
Then my dad passed 6 months after her. But they been sick. And my granny told me she gonna wait on me to come home.
Oh,
Oh yeah,
she waited on her
she waited
grandbaby.
on me. And
That's
she did.
all right.
She waited on me.
You the only boy that your mama had?
No, I have a brother,
You have a brother.
and I have three other siblings. Like I was 9 years old when my mom met my stepdad,
Okay.
and he had custody of his kids.
Okay, y'all had a
So
blended,
I have a
the Brady Bunch.
no, I have an outstanding role model. My stepdad had custody of his kids.
Oh, that's
so
big.
that was big, and he helped teach me how to be a father.
That's
You
good.
might know him, Pastor Steve Underwood.
I heard Steve Underwood, Pastor Steve Underwood. That's
Yeah.
your dad, your stepdaddy.
That's my daddy.
That's your daddy. I like that.
Yeah.
He said, that's my dad. Don't be calling him stepdad. That's my daddy. All right. So is he still around?
Yeah, 1612 South Market Street.
Okay. All right. That's awesome. That's amazing. So, I always tell people, anybody can be a sperm donor. Anybody. But it take a real man to be a daddy.
Right.
You're going to be a father just by natural things happening, occurring, but are you a daddy?
Right.
That's a daddy right there. Yeah, you're a real daddy.
Thanks.
Yeah. And got another question? What's the question?
What was the first reunion like when you came home?
With my son.
Oh, with your whole family. What was your first
Oh.
reunion when you got home? What was that like?
My first reunion, it might be funny. My mama laughing as she watching. I got off at the bus station.
Greyhound.
I got off at the Greyhound, and they kept playing and playing. I'm like, man, y'all need to hurry up and get me to the halfway house before these folk lock me back up. I was nervous.
You was nervous?
So,
How you gonna go back?
So my first reunion with my mama and them, it wasn't good. Yeah, I was so panicked. I was scared they gonna send me back for being late. So I'm on them. Come on, man, let's go. They want to talk. Now get me to the halfway house. But my first reunion with my son, man, I was just so excited to see him, just to see how big he done got, how grown, got hair on his face. You know what I'm saying? And when he just decided to move back to Chattanooga with me,
oh, that must have been
in
big.
the 10th grade, he was like, Dad, I'm gonna come down to Tennessee and go to school. And so
you was out of town.
Yes, he
Where
was.
were you at?
He was in Kentucky.
Oh,
So when I
okay.
got out of prison, I told him, just let me get myself together. You know what I'm saying? I went and stayed with my mom 5 months. So she told me, get yourself together. Got me an apartment.
Look at
That's
that.
what I called.
So for all of you folks that rent houses and rent apartments, when folks, have that convicted felon on their record, they serve time, deal with people on an individual basis. This person that gave you a place to live, despite your record, actually allowed you to reunite with your son.
Yes. Yes.
That's big.
Yes.
That if you had not had your own space and place, that wouldn't have been possible.
Right.
Because you a man.
Right.
You ain't gonna bring your family in your mama house. You gotta get your own space. They're
No.
gonna say, I respect that. I respect that.
Yes.
That's Lord have mercy, y'all.
So my son, I'm here to help him continue to teach him how to be a man.
Yeah. So the program that you're in now, what year are you?
I'm currently done with the barber school. I'm just in the process of getting my license right now.
Wow. That's awesome.
So we be
That's
praying for him to
awesome.
take his-
Where'd you go to barber school at?
I went to barber school in Kentucky.
In Kentucky. Got your papers. You're gonna make a lot of money.
Yes, ma'am. That's the plan.
That's the plan. And what I hear from your dad, and I'm hearing it from you, is this entrepreneurial spirit. Everybody not made to work for anybody. And everybody ain't made to be entrepreneurs either. Some people need to be told what to do. Right. Some people need to be straightened out. Super fast. But then there are other people that are independent-minded, thinking, strong-minded people that, hey, I got this. You don't have to tell me. Don't micromanage me. Don't be on my back. I know what I'm doing. I know what to do. And don't talk to me crazy. Those are those entrepreneurs. You know what I'm saying? Those are the people who got that get up and go initiative already inside of them. Their DNA. You were saying the DNA. The spirit is already in your soul. So you're gonna have to always be in position to run a business so you can have control of the situation. Because there's a lot of nuts out there running stuff in the ground. They don't need to be in control of nothing. You know what I'm saying? So for those people out there that are really entrepreneurial minded and have that get up and go, you find out what that niche is and then be the best at it. You know, with me, I love smiles. I already done checked all y'all smiles out today. He got a beautiful smile right here. Beautiful. Just gorgeous teeth. And I mean, and so that's what I knew that's what I wanted to do, you know, from a little girl. And I from 12, from 12, from 12. And I went for it was hard because I went to public school. They ain't the best, you know. So when I got to college, I was a little bit behind. I was a little bit behind. I got every tutor I could get for every class. I was in tutoring more than I was in class. Really. You got to be able to accept where you are and say, okay, I did not catch this somewhere in kindergarten, first, second, and third grade. I didn't get the foundation. So I'm bad at this. I need it. So they'll take you all the way back from the beginning in your tutoring and bring you forward. And it'll click. A light will come on. Oh, I didn't learn that. And then from that point on, it becomes easy. But if you don't go backwards to catch where you dropped off the bus, or you dropped off the watermelon truck. So you got to go back to that watermelon truck, go back in time and pick it up right there and then go forward. Because you can't keep going forward because you done left half your brain back there. You didn't learn it. That's why people don't like school. It ain't that they're not smart. They may go off and start selling drugs. But look how good you were. Look how much money you made. See, you're an entrepreneur, you're smart. But it was something in school. That's why I say school is important. Kindergarten, first and second and third grade set it up for the rest of the time. If your kids don't get the foundation of reading and writing and math by the third grade, it's the truth to that. They'll hate school. They won't hate it because school is bad. They'll hate it because they can't get it. Something wasn't taught. And by the time they get to algebra, they didn't learn basic 1+1. There ain't no way in the world they're going to get algebra. Ain't no way. You got to take them back to 1+1 and then work them back up to algebra. Or they're going to hate school. They're going to hate math. They're going to hate science. They're going to hate taking tests. You see, because the basic foundation of learning isn't there yet. And now you're expecting them to be on a collegiate level when they ain't got the basic elementary level. So keep your kids in school. First, even before kindergarten, they talk about 0 to 5, from the womb to when they get to kindergarten. Those early, read to them, do all kinds of learning games at that level, baby stuff. You may think, what kind of baby in the crib? No, show them different colors. Talk to them, read to them, and don't goo goo gaga them. Talk to them like we talking. Don't talk to them and say, look, I know you know what you're doing. You being bad over there. You got to stop all that crying. Just stop all that crying. I love you, but I'm not going to pick you up right now because you're getting spoiled, And then say, okay, come on. Let me cuddle with you because you got to give them the cuddle time, But babies are smarter than we are. But we can ruin them by not giving them the tools to learn, and then they grow up being slow or whatever they want to, developmentally slow. It ain't that they're developmentally slow unless genetically some on their chromosome make them like that. Otherwise, everybody in this room is intelligent. Everybody in this room is intelligent. If you don't have a diagnosis of Down syndrome or one of those other mental conditions that's genetic from your parents, everyone in this room has the potential to be whatever they want to be. Yeah.
I agree.
You're a genius. You're a genius. You're a genius. He's a genius. I'm a genius. We all are geniuses. We got to go back and learn some basic things like I had to. I had a tutor for every class. Y'all think I'm smart like that? I had a tutor when I was at the University of Tennessee in Knoxville. I had a tutor for every single class. I was in tutoring more than I was in class. I had to catch up. But when that light hit, I was gone. I had to go back. They had to take me backwards and bring me forward. And then they taught me how to take tests. It's a trick to it. It's a trick to it. You ain't never seen, is it A? Is it B? Is it C? Is it A and C? Is it B and C? Is it A, B, C? Is it all the above or is none above? You sitting there going, which one? Oh my God, this test is only going to last an hour. I can't do this. They teach you how to take a test. So if you say, well, B is definitely wrong. So it can't be all of them because I don't knocked out B. It can't be A and B. It can't be B and C because B is in both of those. So I don't knocked all that. So now it's only A and C or A or C. But it can't, you done knocked out 4 or 5 possibilities. You gone with it then. Now you got to figure out is A and C right. So you got to be able to figure that out. That's it. That's the test. Eliminate the one that you know ain't true. And then everything that's got that one answer in it, you got to take it out. Because, don't waste your time with it. Because you're going to get confused and start sweating and get nervous and running out of time. Because they got you on a time. You take that national board, they got you on a time. I had 5 days of state board examination. National board too. But 5 days of state board exam for dentistry to get these dental licenses. And I hold licenses in several states. You know what I'm saying? To practice. And what I'm saying is I learned how to take a test. That's half of it. It ain't even what you learn. You learn too much. You can't remember all that stuff. You can't. But I bet you I know what ain't right. I bet you I can mark them out. You increase your chance 50% right there by knowing what ain't true. When they say all people have the same texture of hair, if that's one of the answers, and it's B. You say, no, not all people got the same texture. So you know B wrong. So everything that's got B in it and everything that say all the above, that's got to go. So you don't eliminate all those possibilities by knowing that all people don't have the same texture of hair. That's an obvious wrong answer. Eliminate the obvious wrong and then go back and pick the 1 or 2 that's left. That's it. That's it. You're going to pass it. Yeah, you're going to pass it. And so once I learned how to take a test, that was 50% of it. That's 50% of it. That's it. More than 50, maybe 60, 70% of it. Take the test right. Process of elimination. I hope that helped. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I taught dental assistants at my own school, my own college, EW Professional Career Training Center for 20 years. Right here in Chattanooga, I trained dental assistants. And I taught them toward the test. So I was the board examiner too. I taught them toward the test because somebody taught me toward a test. So when I took the test, I was like, oh, I done seen that. Teach them toward the test. See, that's what schools fail us. Them private schools. And I love private schools. Private schools teach their students how to take the test, and they teach them toward the test. They already know what's going to be on the test, sort of, kind of. They teach them toward the test. So when them kids go in there and take their test, they see the answer. They don't study the answers. They might not know nothing. They don't study them answers because they done had the test. Public school, they got to play it by the book. They ain't trying to do nothing like that. They ain't private. That's public money. I'm sorry. Public students, and that's not the damn public school because I went to public school, but I'm just telling you like it is. It's a reason why people pay $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 for their kids to go to school 1 year in high school over at Baylor and McCall and GPS and all them other private schools. It's a reason why they pay, because they want their kids to be ahead of the ball game when they leave high school. And they got the money to send their kids to the best schools to teach them that. We, on the other hand, we got to work with what we got with public schools and hope that we can get something out of that we won't be too far behind when we go to college. But tutoring is necessary most of the time. It just is, especially if you miss something in kindergarten, first, second, and third grade. You got to go back and find out where you were left off at, and go back to the basics, and then work your way back up to algebra, geometry, trigonometry, and calculus, and all those other high level math. But you can't do them until you get back over here with dividing and doing all those other type of equations that they do. You can't even do chemistry if you don't know math.
No.
Chemistry got a ton of math in it. So if you hate math, you can't do chemistry. And you can't do chemistry, you sure can't do physics, because all of them got formulas in math. You gotta know how to divide, you gotta know how to multiply, and you gotta know how to do algebra and all of them. So you can't do the science if you can't do algebra. You can't do algebra if you can't do basic math. That's why people don't like college. That's why I figured it out. I figured it out. I hate school because I didn't learn something. So now I got to go back and learn what they didn't teach me. So I'm willing to take the extra time to get the tutoring to catch me back up, because I really want this. See, if you really want something, ain't nothing going to stop you but yourself. What did you do? You said, I'm going to get this job. And when I get off this job, I see a refrigerator or some scrap on the side of the road. Oh, I'm going back and get that. I heard you. I was out there. I was watching you out there. I was watching you. And guess what? I got a whole bunch of scrap, but we got to separate. They call it I don't know. It's a part of the light fixture that you can't scrap. You got to take that off of the light fixture. Yeah. So that might be something we talk about. You businessman, we could talk. But yeah, so it's I came in here because I was just out there itching. I just wanted to ask you something. What else is this?
No, she was Miss Deborah was asking, did you study anything while you were incarcerated? I think you came in after all of the
Pastor, read off some of the certifications he got. Read them all.
My God.
I know he got his GED, his high school.
I got a intense 500-hour drug abuse treatment program. This was real. Will help you change your thinking. And I got so much stuff. What cognitive behavior approach, relapse prevention workbook, anger management, basic cognitive thinking skills, working skills, managing anxiety, understanding depression and bipolar disorders, managing relationships.
He gonna be a good husband when he ready.
Long distance dad. I'm actually just got engaged.
Okay, he off the market, y'all.
Yes, I'm off the market. It's over. Sweet, I have a whole bunch of stuff. So,
I'm so proud of you.
Smarts, financial classes.
Financial class? Oh, he know how to run a budget.
OSHA.
Occupational safety health.
Yep.
Yeah.
I got what's that? Certified safe serve. Kitchen, whatever. Safe serve.
Okay.
What is
I didn't ask, how long of a period of time did you take all these?
I was in 5 years. The first year I didn't.
Okay.
It hadn't sunk in. I was still kind of bitter. And then that light came on and told me I need to get it together. I got to get on out of here. Thank y'all.
Okay, so yeah, I'm just first of all, I want to say I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
I am proud of you. And, from all the stuff that you've been through, you have a lot to contribute to our society. You have a lot to contribute. If nothing else, helping young men and women, but young men in particular, steering them in the right direction through a youth program of some type. Being a speaker. I see you as being a speaker. You know, I know you said, but I'm just saying inspirational speaking to someone. Say, look at me, look what I went through. This ain't what you want, but this what you might get.
Right.
And it ain't what happened to you, is what you do. Well, after what happened to you is what you do next to fix that and come back. And what did you learn from that?
Right.
You learned a lot.
I learned. Probably a lot of people be seeing me on Facebook. They probably think I'm bragging or something. But
Mm-hmm.
I got it.
You got
I
testimony.
post. I got a testimony. I like to share what God has did for me.
Ooh, come on
You know what
now.
I'm saying? I don't be boasting, but I post. I post every day. I'm gonna post
Yes.
some
What's your
to
Facebook name?
Carlos Hardy.
Carlos
Yeah,
Hardy.
so,
Look
but
him
I
up,
don't post to
y'all.
brag. I just post
Yeah.
to be grateful and thankful what God has did for me. You know what I'm saying?
Who your pastor?
Pastor Steve Underwood, my daddy.
Pastor Steve Underwood. Kudos to you for raising this young man. And he still, I'm telling you, you have had an impact on his life. Because I sat here with him and listened to how he denounced saying you was his stepfather. He corrected me on the scene, on the set. Well, now that's my daddy. So you are obviously a man of God that has had a big impact on Mr. Carlos Hardy's life, and to that we are thankful for you. And so he has a testimony, and that's what I hope he does with that. He takes what the Lord has did for him and pass that on to other people to give them inspiration and hope, so that they know they can live past whatever happened to them. They can live. It's still something
I,
out there.
I do it every day when I get a passenger in my cab. I share it.
Awesome.
Got
Just
to.
awesome. Well, are we winding up? I think we got the next show is ready. They out there waiting on us out there in the lobby. We went over our time, but we started late. But yeah, we went. Oh yeah, he been up put the time up on there for me to shut up. But I want to thank y'all, and this is BB's show. This is not my show. This is BB's show. She's an awesome young lady, and she's doing awesome things in the community. And I thank her for bringing this to our ministry, our radio ministry, because there are a lot of people out there hurting. There's a lot of people who went through a lot and have been through the prison system and are coping with a lot of stuff beyond prison. And so we just want to be of help and encouragement here at WPTP through BB and what she does. So I thank you. You're an awesome person, and we thank you. Yes, we thank you. So next week,
Yeah, next week, 12 o'clock.
who's gonna be on you? What can we expect next week?
It'll be a surprise.
It's gonna be a surprise, but we
you
do
just never
know,
know.
we do know Neil Pinkston, our
Yes.
former district attorney, who's now attorney. Neil Pinkston, practicing in his
Right.
private law, will be on to address these things. And that's
Right.
the man right there.
Oh yeah, that's who I wanted you to meet. Yeah. Um, you have to come back and see us.
Absolutely.
Gotta give me a heads up.
Okay. So join us next Saturday at 12 again live. Thank y'all so much.
All right, and thank you for having me on your show, Miss BB.
Always a pleasure. I love it.
I was
I
out
love
there
it.
scratching. I was like, "Oh, I want to ask him
Come
this. I
on.
want to ask
I
him
was
that."
wondering what was taking you so long. I kept peeping out there like I know she's coming. Yeah.
I want to say
I
I will
love it.
not be here next Saturday because Dr. Woods has to go to Miami. I'm flying to Miami on next Thursday to do some continuing education. Y'all know I do implants and all that stuff. So I'm going to learn some new technology, some new skills and stuff like that.
Okay.
But I'll be back new and improved. You can never stop learning.
Right.
So they require us anyway to stay on top of our game. But I've been practicing 35 years, and it has amazed me from 35 years ago to now how dentistry has changed.
Mm-hmm.
We went from doing partials and dentures to replace teeth, and bridge work to putting implants in. Just put a tooth back in there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it's much better, and it'll never rot or decay. It's just it's beautiful. So I do a lot of implants, and we do a lot of sinus lifts and bone grafting and reconstruction in my practice. And God has really blessed me. And that's what I always say. You can always sharpen your skills in your craft, whatever it is that you're
Whatever it
doing.
is, right.
Sharpen it, baby. When you're gonna always go to school, go to those whatever they call them, expos, and they have all the what they call it, where the beauticians go. They have these big conventions and stuff like that.
Hair shows.
Hair shows, yeah. Stay on top of your game with your products, with your skills and stuff like that. And people gonna be knocking your door down to get in there. That's what I do.
Right.
I make sure I'm on top of my game. I'm like, y'all still doing that over there? Oh, we don't do that no more. That's, you know, we don't take X-rays that way. We're digital. Everything is digital. Oh, y'all still writing notes? No, we type out notes and put it in the computer. Everything is digital. And then we store it in the cloud. So in case something happens to the computer. We don't do that anymore, you know. Oh, you still click? No, honey, you can click the button right there. And we know you're here. Have a seat. You know. Right. So you gotta stay, everything is digital now. Technology is just, it's crazy now. And you got to stay on top of it. Like with us, everything with the radio world has changed. It used to be you just had you on the radio, you're sitting in front of a mic and nobody could see you. You know, now we're everywhere. We're all over the world right here. We're on 100.1 FM on the radio. We're on Facebook page, 100.1. And we're on YouTube, our YouTube channel. You see all those things. Those are all of our media platforms on Twitter and Instagram. We're everywhere. So when we go off the air, this is being recorded. People can go back and watch this show. So you can save this, download it, send it to your friends, share it, and all that kind of stuff. So Bebe, go on and wrap up your show. I don't want to start talking again.
All right. Well, we're leaving. Thanks again, you guys coming. I appreciate y'all coming. Tune in next Saturday at 12 o'clock. PTP 100.1. Thank you.